Hey, it's Travis Michael. In today's video, we're going to be looking at an Addison rooftop unit. I was performing some maintenance in this building, and I came across a problem that I want to share with you guys. Let's get right into it. I powered it. So check this out. Just cleaned the condenser coils on this unit. I powered it back on. I hear a buzzing sound. So I started looking into it. You can see that crankcase heater is shot, but I guess the power's still going through it. It's arcing like crazy. You can see a little bit of smoke coming off. So I'm going to isolate that. This way that doesn't cause a problem. I believe that actually comes off in this particular system I'm working on, off of the compressor circuit. And these compressors have circuit breakers on them inside the units. So that will actually end up causing the compressor to trip out on the circuit breaker once that goes dead short. So I'm going to isolate that crankcase heater. I did take a look at the wiring, and it is off the compressor circuit breaker, like I said. Shut my disconnect off, so we're good there. Come over to the control section. So I'm just going to verify that the power is off. Nothing there. Check all three legs. We're good there. And here you can see these are the circuit breakers. There's 4 compressors, so there's 4 circuit breakers. Everything's labeled, but you can see on T1 and T3 they have 2 wires coming off of them. So one wire is going to go to the compressor contactor off of each one, and then this other one goes through. Basically this is an set of auxiliary contacts on the front of these contactors, so that's going to go through. You can see it there. That's going to go through here, and this way when the compressor's off, that crankcase heater will be energized. If the compressor's on, the crankcase heater drops out. So that's why I was only having the issue with hearing, the voltage sparking out and arcing when the compressor was off. Once it comes on, there's no power to it. So I'm actually going to remove the entire heater. I'm going to take that with me. There's usually numbers somewhere on the band that give you the voltage and the wattage that you need, and also some identification numbers in case you are trying to order the same exact one. So I find it comes in handy to have it with me in case I can't find the proper replacement part. I can measure it up and see the size that I'm going to need to order. You see the connection's just wire nutted from the power coming in to going back out to my crankcase heater, so easy enough to just disconnect. Basically like a large hose clamp going around the belly of the compressor on the bottom. Gonna need to snip all these little zip ties off in order to get the band completely off the compressor. One wire goes to one side, the other goes to the other. Here I'm just gonna put these wire nuts back on these. Make sure that there's nothing hanging out that's gonna short out on us. Well, the wire's a little short. They could have gave us a little more length there, but what are you gonna do? Should be good. It's not gonna be an issue at all. Snap that cover back on. Here you can see the area where it was arcing. That happens a lot with these things over right near the connections. Over time, all the vibration from the compressor and the condensation building up, these things don't last too long in many applications. Now, as I said, I was out here doing the condenser coil cleaning maintenance when I came across this problem, and question I ask myself sometimes is, did I really need to take care of that? That could have been a service call. That could have been, more work for somebody else to come here and do. I'm here doing maintenance. Some guys would have put the blinders on and pretend not to even see it, or maybe they wouldn't have seen it. Maybe they would have turned the unit on and walked away. I stick around next to the unit to make sure they come back on. This particular count, it's pretty crucial that this equipment runs. They'll start running into problems with its production facility and they'll start running into issues with what they're working with. So I want to make sure everything, operates properly. I don't want any problems. It's not even a question to me. Do I isolate that? That's going to be an issue. That crankcase heater, yeah, it could go open and never cause an issue, but the way these compressors are underneath those coils, we can get a driving rain or even water coming through the fan shroud opening. It could drip through, it could get onto that crankcase heater. The compressor sweats, water can get in there, and it can end up shorting out. I went over that if that shorts out, it's going to trip out the compressor circuit breaker, which means that compressor's not going to run. This particular system has current sensing relays on everything. So my customer gets notifications, it'll say compressor number 2, stop, and they'll be calling us. And, I always like to try to control, when service calls are going to come in, because, this particular building, I'm over an hour away from my house. And I don't know if you can see it. You got New York City right back there. That's the Freedom Tower, so that's Manhattan. I guess that's Uptown. So we're only a couple miles away from New York City. So my luck would be a Friday at 2 o'clock, I'll be coming here to deal with this issue that I could have resolved when I was here. So I definitely try to take care of any problems, regardless location or proximity to my house. If this was close to home, then I just found more work I'd come back and do. So I always like to make sure I do the right thing. And like I said, I believe in karma. And if I just ignore it, like I said, a Friday at 2 o'clock, I'll be driving down here, a couple miles away from New York City, trying to get home. It's going to be a nightmare. It's probably usually Friday traffic's at least an hour and a half from this site. You're leaving at 4 o'clock, 4:30. If you leave a little earlier, it's a little better, but sometimes that's not always the scenario. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the videos, give me a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And you can follow me on Twitter at _TravisMichael. I'll see you in the next one.